welcome back to Kruse Control. It is Wednesday, August 30th, 2023. Welcome to Kruse Control, the home of entertainment news. I'm your host, as always, Brian Kruse. Welcome back, everybody. It's the last hump day of the year. On the year of the month, I should say. What the hell's going on in my mind? I don't know, but happy hump day, everybody. There's a lot more humps coming around. That's all I can say, but thank you all for being here tonight. Happy hump day. And joining me back, as always, is my lovely co-host, as always, Miss Sabrina Vittori. Sabrina, welcome back to the program. How are you doing tonight?
I'm wonderful. Thank you. How are you?
I'm doing well. Happy not last hump day of the year.
I mean, I was going to ask you, like, if it is the last hump day of the year, do I get to, like, not turn a year older? Because we would skip right past my birthday. Like, is that a thing? Because we can go for that.
Yeah, forget about the humps, humping it up, until the end of the year. But
humping it up.
Humping it up. You had a good, my days are so messed up.
What day is it?
There's more humps coming around.
Sabrina, have a good hump day?
I think Fergie would agree. She has lovely lady humps, apparently. It's 100 degrees.
All the lady humps. Yes.
Yeah, my day was actually great. I had a lovely day at work. I learned a lot. My boss we did some training, and I also had a lot of fun and a free lunch. So today was great.
Free lunch is always nice.
Loved it.
Always nice.
Love free lunch from Spicy Sugar Mid-City, best Thai food in all of Los Angeles.
Oh, nice.
Just FYI.
Nice little plug for them.
Booyah.
But also joining us back today is our comic book aficionado himself, Mr. Sean Sutherland. Sean, welcome back to Kruse Control. How you doing tonight?
I'm here. It's Wednesday. It's hump day. You know it's going to be Kruse Control. Let's get into it, Brian.
Yeah, we got to get into this shit, right? I'm happy to have you back.
Bodies on a hump day. I feel like your shirt's conflicting with the world right now.
The world is the world, Sabrina. This is Kruse Control. It's its own little vortex.
I want to put my bands on your body.
Vortex. Oh, we're protecting
the vortex of bands and bodies and
you don't even know what day it is.
Coming everywhere. That's all I can say.
Brian, that's all.
That's true. No. It's just your shirt to say bands off right penis is what it should say.
Also, welcome back to Kruse Control, everybody. All the way from Germany, Mr. Mike Casey. How you doing, Mr. Chucky Ghost?
I guess kind of all the way from Germany, all the way back.
You just got back from Germany.
Yeah.
Oh, you're not in Germany.
I'm not in Germany. No.
Okay.
That would have been on a handheld on the phone. We couldn't have handled that.
No, I figured, yeah.
Brian, I'm happy to see that after 100 episodes, you too are losing your mind. So that I don't have to feel so alone recording in my basement.
I'm so happy to have our resident intellectual back though in the program, though, too, Mike. Thank you so much for being here.
We miss you.
The humps are humping it up. They're bringing it all back, and they can't stop.
Congratulations on 100 episodes, man. That's a lot. That's a lot of work as producer, and I don't even know what kind of credits y'all have.
I don't know, showrunner, executive producers, editor, all this
Brian
shit.
does everything.
Yeah, just give yourself any credits you want. Yeah.
All the credits.
Yeah, I mean, whatever.
I'm the best grip. That's all I know.
Best script. I'll give you best script in the credits here. Best script.
Pretty good.
And Mike also gets an audio credit because he helped us, well, you mostly, figure out the whole sound situation in here. So
yeah.
Also sound credit. Sean's a grip, and Mike, you get some sound credit. So
hey, we had 100 episodes. Good job, guys.
Thanks. Yeah.
102 You're both a very big part of that, by the way.
This is 102. We actually had an audio engineer on Monday, and he was like, "That sounds great." And I'm like, "How do you do that in the same room?" I'm like, "Dude, this is your job. That's awesome." I was like happy that he was like thrilled by it. You know what I mean? So I was like, I'm still like about the whole thing, but it's fine. We finally figured it out. 102 episodes. It's a fucking huge milestone, and that is some breaking news. But we have other breaking news. We gotta get into it. Oh, wrong button. This is what happens when Brian's been
wrong button.
I'm messing everything up today. Anyways, everybody, this is I think I'm just like jinxing myself right now. I think I'm just jinxing myself. But anyways, we got some breaking news. The very first thing I want to talk about is the Blade trilogy. Now, of course, we know that they're doing a whole remake on the Blade trilogy. It's been postponed. It had a whole thing where it was going to start, and they stopped because they changed the whole script, changed directors, and then the strike happened, then it shut down. A lot of problems with Blade. But the original trilogy, Wesley Snipes, is coming to Max for you right now. So I'm talking about 1, 2, and 3. And maybe is it breaking news, Sean, or was it there before? What do you think about this, Sean?
I'm pretty sure that this was on the HBO Max before it rebranded to Max. Last chance, at least 2 or 3 times. It's been in the library. Glad it's back.
I know. I was here. I'm like, okay, cool. It's not going to Disney Plus for at least 2 more years now because they have a new contract though for it too that will keep it on Max for a couple of years, and then Disney Plus might be able to get it 2025-ish, you know what I mean?
Great.
And it should be at the home of the mouse, you would think, but but Wesley Snipes, he's coming back. There's rumors he might actually come back, and there's somehow into Deadpool. I've heard that rumor recently too. So maybe this is a way of like getting people to,
everybody and their grandmother is going to be in Deadpool 3 if we choose to believe the right things. So
it's true.
Why not Wesley Snipes? I'm sure he's figured out his tax issues and is all good with the federal government at this point.
Friend of the show.
Friend of the show,
Wesley Snipes.
Big up, Wesley.
Get up there, man. Keep making life happen. Keep killing those vampires. Maybe you need to kill some aliens, though, because Aliens is coming back as an FX series. Now, we talked about this before, but, Alien actually is shutting down officially due to the WGA and the SAG-AFTRA strike. Well, that's a bad thing. We've talked about how many productions have shut down. This was actually shooting in Bangkok since actually July, it was a whole thing where they had no real SAG-AFTRA actors, and there was actually a clause that was going around saying that if you were part of the British trade union and that or an equity itself, you were technically supposed to keep shooting. Now, even if you were SAG before, they were saying that it could be a breach of contract and you can't just support your people; they could fire you. But now they had another actor signed on, American Chandler, and they were saying because of him, they're changing the whole thing. They also actually got Shadow and Bone. Kit Young just came on to be a part of the cast. But because of all that, they officially shut down. They sent all their cast home, and they're officially done shooting for now. I guess people are kind of going nuts about it because people want to see what this is going to be. And it sounds like it's going to be a good show, but they're still building sets in Thailand right now, hoping the strike will be worked out fast enough they can get back to work. But to me, I wouldn't hold their breath, and I would say you might want to send those crew home for a little bit because they're probably be hanging out for a while because I don't think the strike's in any time soon.
It's not efficient to send crew home. It's not efficient to keep renting the soundstage, right. I'm really curious of what you guys are both. You guys are both in the union. I'm curious how you guys feel about this, or what you think is necessarily going on. Did they just film every possible bit that they could without the principal actors?
Yes, I think that's what it was. I honestly think it was. They probably tried to do his best. They probably figured, we'll see what happened. They had a production start date, and they probably just started shooting around them. They were still casting at the same time, so they started before everybody was cast, which is weird too to me. And so probably because the writer's strike was happening, what can we do?
Every scene doesn't have every person. You don't need to have your entire cast when you start shooting something.
And they must have had the whole thing written, right, Sabrina, to make this happen? Because normally,
one would hope, in accordance to the WGA strike, yes, one would hope that it was written.
Highly doubt it.
I highly doubt it too, Sean.
Highly doubt it.
I highly doubt it too. But I think it's a cool idea. It's a prequel to the whole series taking place on Earth before all of it. I mean, there's a lot of stuff happening with this. There's actually 2 Alien series that are going into production. So this is just one of 2. And this one's supposed to be Ridley Scott's still an executive producer on it. Of course he is. That's his whole franchise, his bread and butter. He freaking is. Of course I've named all that, I also heard he actually has a 4.5-hour cut Napoleon right now that he has with Joaquin Phoenix. He's going to start putting out there for people to see, which I think is crazy. But 4.5 hours, who's going to... Get it, Joaquin,
Leaf.
Yeah.
You mean Leaf?
Leaf, yeah. Good old Leaf. It used to be Leaf. We talked about that before in the show.
Leaf isn't Joaquin.
His name used to be Leaf.
Just like Linkley.
His name used to be Leaf Phoenix.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
all right. When they were in
Leaf,
the commune in South America,
very
or whatever
hippy
was
dippy,
going on,
vegan, granola crunchy family. His name used to be Leaf.
But before we move on, I know Mike was saying before we started that he was excited about this. So, Mike, what makes you so excited about this new series coming to FX?
Well, number one, I'm jealous because I was talking with my wife about this before we began filming, and she's like,
"Shout out to Lynn."
Shout out to Lynn.
Yeah, she'll be back. She'll be back. She's ready to come back. She mentioned she did a name check of Michael Fassbender is who she wants to see come back. So, while I agree with her, I don't know. He's stepping on my vibe, so I'm gonna need him to take a step back. And then we can each continue with our lives separately. No,
Oh, do you have a touch of jealousy for the Fassbender?
I want him back too. I want him back too.
It doesn't sound like it's a Ryan Reynolds thing.
I was going to ask if it's a Ryan Reynolds thing.
He's my Magneto.
As you like open your jacket and shake it a little bit, make it a little hot and bothered there, Mike.
The vapors.
I'm gonna tell you what. There's a movie called Fishbowl that Michael Fassbender is in, and it is spectacular. It's an English movie. Out of the woman who wrote it, like also just like a passion piece. The movie itself is good and interesting, but he is spectacular. Don't let Lynn see it because he looks real hot with his shirt off in that movie. I will tell you what. I don't even think he's attractive, and I was like, what?
You know, I don't think, Sabrina, that'll make Mike as hot and bothered as The War of Rohirrim. That's just coming out because Mike and I talked about this before. Lord of the Rings animated series.
Fuck yourself.
Wasted it, Mike.
Yeah.
You wasted it. But The War of Rohirrim is actually delayed, Mike. I'm sorry about this because, again, they're restructuring their whole
slate. Is that a real word?
Yeah, I mean, I'm probably butchering it, but New Line Cinema and Warner Brothers do this.
Come on.
Yeah,
no,
as long as you believe, Sabrina. As long as you believe.
Modulized is not a
Goblin Town. This was supposed to come out on April 12th, 2024. They've actually pushed it to December 13th, 2024. Pretty big move. But this is set 183 years before the Two Towers, actually, and it focuses on Brian Cox's Helm Hammerhead, who is the king of Rohan. And, you know, people are really excited about this. I know because we're going back to the animated series, which we haven't had in a long time, an animated actual theatrical release for Lord of the Rings. So I think it's a good thing. I think people are probably pretty bummed that it's not going to be coming out right away now, right? So it's very unfortunate if you're a fan of Lord of the Rings and you've been waiting for something like this, like Mike, you know. So as we joked about it before when we were talking about when it was first announced on the show, Mike was here. That's why I had to bring that up. But Mike, are you bummed? You bummed it's being pushed?
I'm just happy I had another opportunity to sing Down, Down to Goblin Town on your show. That's anytime there's animated Lord of the Rings, it's justified, okay? I'm really excited to see some art, but you know, this is falling prey to the same challenges as all the rest of Hollywood right now. So, you know, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, but some of the actual artwork that's come out for the production look really fucking great. Like this picture too. It's that's cool. And it's like I'm excited to see like how it actually develops and what we actually get to see with this.
Well, what is that? But that's concept art, right? Like,
yeah, concept art for it. You know,
maybe I haven't.
They're not releasing a lot. Here. Yeah, they're not releasing a lot. Hey, welcome to the show, Mike's mom.
Oh my God, hi mom.
Friend of the show.
Hi mom.
Mike's mom.
Wow, hi Mike's mom.
No more swears. I gotta be cool
Calm it down, Mike. Sean, are you excited about this production at all? Are you kind of bummed that it's being delayed, or you have no interest in it at all?
You know, I like Lord of the Rings as much as the next guy, next nerd. You know, like I like fantasy content. I'm all about that kind of stuff. Haven't watched any of the Rings of Power stuff. I hear that it kind of gets a bum rap, but you know, I'm not surprised it's being delayed as everything is just going to go that way. It's just like dominoes, and you know, the reports are going to keep going up and up until we get an agreement, and you know, Zaslav and all his other cronies put their big boy pants on and come to the table. So we'll see what happens.
Share their wealth a little bit. Yeah,
there you go.
And that's what we're talking about. These kind of things are happening more and more and more. Again, like productions are being, you know, shut down, stopped, you know, delay. And even like I was saying, a lot of things that there's, most of the stuff we've been talking about recently are stuff they're trying to figure out for later down the line, signing actors up, finding out contracts, figuring all that out so they can eventually just like go as soon as we get back to work. So it's one of those things that stuff you're waiting for, you get to wait a little bit longer for because the producers don't want to show the money. You know, that's what it comes down to. Sabrina, you're not stoked about this, are you, Sabrina? I guarantee you're not down to Goblin Town, are you?
Give her another chance to rip on the nerds.
Yeah.
Literally could care less.
It's a safe place.
Classic Sabrina.
I
Classic
can't think
Sabrina.
of anything I could care less about than more Lord of the Rings.
But the Rohirrim, it's the Rohirrim, Sabrina, the horseman.
That's a real word, and that's what it means, horseman? Did I miss that?
Yes, J.R.R. Tolkien was a linguist, so all of that is very etymologically correct. I'll have you know.
He was a linguist?
Yeah. Sabrina. Come on.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry, nerd.
That's
Mike
what I was
Duck,
asking for. Thank
rein
you.
it in, Mike Duck. I know you were. I give you what you want. I give the people what they ask for. No, yeah, I don't care. I like that it's animated because that's like way more believable than like, Smeagol crawling around on his poor knuckles. Like, I don't know. And an animated thing I expect to be ridiculous. Live action, it's a little bit harder. So, yeah, whatever. I don't care. I honestly don't care. I wish I had more of an opinion, but I don't because I could care less. Well, you did mention Brian Cox, though. Are you talking about Brian Cox from Succession? Like, does he play the king person? I thought you said Brian Cox before. Did I make
Brian Cox, Cocks.
Yeah, it's a little different. Yeah, not the same. Not
like
the brain.
As in I penis.
Nah, something like that.
Is that real? Is it? I don't know. I was making the whole thing up. Is it
not
a different Brian Cox? Oh, okay.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Different Brian Cox.
I don't know. I think it's a fun fact.
But I'm just saying, like, people are probably excited about this, and unfortunately, it's being pushed. And I know Sabrina,
I'm sure a lot of people are excited about this. Nick at the office at Hawk is probably like fuming.
There's a lot of buzz for something else, though, Sabrina. That's Rebel Moon. A lot of buzz about Rebel Moon recently because a new trailer came out, and we're actually getting some more information about this. And as we talked about before about Rebel Moon coming to Netflix, is that there's 2 movies coming out. And I found out more information about this. I wanted to bring this down to the audience, is that Zack Snyder actually shot so much, instead of doing a Justice League and releasing a 4-hour cut, they decided to cut it in half. And that's why there's 2 movies coming.
That's what I figured it had to be. They're releasing it so quickly.
It's gotta be.
Zach,
that's what it is.
He can't keep it to 2.5 hours. No. Yeah, it had to be that. Okay.
Sounds like Kruse Control on a Friday.
Yeah.
Oh, I was there.
But yeah, Sean's been there. But
did you keep your shirt on? That's the question.
Yes, this week we did.
We put more clothes on.
More clothes on.
Yeah, that's true.
I would not have gone to Germany
that day.
No.
But Rebel Moon, the first part comes out. It's called The Child of Fire. Comes out December 22nd, 2023. And then part 2, The Scargiver, is coming out April 19th, 2024, only 3 months later. So if you are excited about this project, it's coming like back to back, 1, 2, 3. And Zack Snyder's wife, Deborah, was talking about this, and she's also a producer in all of his projects. And she was talking about how, for him, like he was wanting to do this for years. Like when George Lucas actually sold the rights over to Disney, he was going to produce this film as a film. And then what happened was it changed. They were like, going back and forth about what's it going to be. And then he became a TV series. And then the TV series actually turned over to, well, we're not going to do this anymore. And so then he took the whole concept and he changed it over to this, Rebel Moon. And it's still very much like Star Wars. You have, an Empire coming in. You have like what's probably supposed to be a Jedi at one point. And then now it's a series. And his wife was saying this is so much better, though, because he gets to not have to worry about being so locked into that Star Wars IP-ness and actually be able to just, do whatever he wants in his own fantasy world and make it his own. So I thought that was kind of cool that she said that too. It's good for him. I really think it is. And I think it's great that he's able to make something like this. And he's being smart about it, if you ask me too, because he's actually splitting it up and not releasing a big cut, because I think it's great visually, but overall it's like, people aren't going to sit. I mean, yes, it's Netflix. Yes, you can do that. But right, Sean, would you sit through a 4-hour cut of this?
I mean, speaking as someone who sat through Justice League, the Snyder Cut, I could do anything for the man. But no, like well, hold on, listen, we'll strike that from the record. I will say, like, having watched the trailer, like it just felt like it was too much for one movie. So I'm not surprised that this is happening. I'm excited for it. It looks great. There are definitely some shots in the trailer where I'm like, this shit looks like Star Wars, and that motherfucker's got lightsabers and all the other
lightsabers
shit.
For sure.
Lightsabers came out really friggin' quick. Of course it is. Who the hell cares? But no, it all looks great.
Light swords, not sabers. Yes. Light cutlasses, Sabrina.
Oh,
light
light rapiers.
Light cutlasses. Yes.
Yeah.
Lo siento mucho.
But I'll watch the hell out of this. I'm excited for it. It just looks good.
Hell out of this.
And like the Spider-Woman in there too.
The trailer is super good.
Yeah,
there's like a Spider-Woman in there.
You got hippogriffs or whatever the fuck. Like
the Borg Queen.
The Borg.
Yeah, she's like a Borg Queen. Yeah, she's very much like a Borg Queen.
Exactly like a Borg Queen. Yeah.
Yeah, and so many
like a blackout rage galleon queen. Like, what do you mean?
Yeah. So, Mike, you're excited about this, right? You're excited? You see the new trailer?
Great. The trailer, to me, every trailer that comes out sounds the exact same. It's some Aerosmith cover and just quick cuts. Like they're terrible. They make me so mad. This actually seemed interesting because it seemed like Star Wars, except with. And I saw it before I realized that it was
a dig
Zack
at the
Snyder.
creator, the Aerosmith thing? Because that shit looked good.
Oh, I guess it was. It was a little subliminal dig, wasn't it?
What the fuck? Yeah.
Yeah,
there's your Borg Queen right there, Mike.
We were having
There
a wide ranging.
gross.
See, totally, 100% Borg Queen. But
It was like Spider-Borg.
What I'm saying is that Zack Snyder brings a sensibility of cinematography and of action, which has been missing in that Wild West Mandalorian style of
Big Metal Spider.
of storytelling. I was just watching the first episode of Ahsoka upstairs, and if you could just give me some more of that Zack Snyder trailer into that first episode, I would be a hell of a lot more interested into it.
Yeah, that first episode was a snooze fest.
Yeah. And maybe we're at a point where we're being part of massive IP chains with literally billions of dollars invested into them. Is
billions and billions.
Billions and thanks for the Carl Sagan, Brian. Is more of a chain than a freedom to explore the galaxy at this point. I don't know. Looks great though. Yeah, I am excited.
Yeah, I think it could be fun, and splitting it up is a smart move, and it's back to back. And he's also got different cuts coming out too. Like there's a more adult cut coming along with the actual original cut, which is interesting. Like, why would you not just make it? Let's just do it.
You gotta be selling tickets to have them let you pull crazy shenanigans like that. That's not a first director kind of freedom to get.
No, and when we first heard about this, we were also like, "How is he doing this much?" But it makes more sense if they shot like so much more than actual theatrical release of one movie. So make it back to back, bring it on the Netflix, and let people enjoy. Sabrina, though. And this is not really your wheelhouse. I know you go back and forth about the spice in Star Wars and the spice in Dune, and it's all too spicy for you.
He's always trying to bait me, is he not? Is he not just trying to make me start yelling about shit? Like I literally feel like that's like my life.
But the visuals for this, Sabrina, look really great, I think, and also the acting looks like it's on par. Visual effects great. That intro monologue, actually, I think it was by Old Loki. It sounded like Old Loki. I'm not really sure.
Oh, I love the Jejune Institute.
Yeah,
I love that guy.
Was that him? That sounded like him.
Hopkins.
That was Anthony Hopkins?
Was it?
Oh, damn, Tony. Oh, I didn't think it was. I thought it was.
Someone's going to need to find it out. Mike, get on the Googles.
I'm just thinking about, you're right. You are being baited. He invites Sean on. He invites me on. He does a Lord of the Rings story. He does a Star Wars story. I think you've kind of sussed out his whole, it's all about you.
He does it all the time with you guys, but at least he usually gives me something. Today he's like, I give you nothing. I give you nothing and I bait you. He's got a little hook. He throws it over. He's trying to
pretty clearly
put a scar in my cheek. It's brutal. It's brutal.
Yeah,
I guess maybe it is
Anthony Hopkins.
Yeah, I just looked it up too. It so sounds like the guy who played Jejune
Institute guy, dude. What's his name? He's also amazing.
Old Loki. I can't think of his name right now.
Anybody in the chat, you win a prize if you can tell me who Old Loki / Jejune Institute is.
But Sabrina, do you think this is for you at all? Will you watch this?
Actually, you can check the receipts, Bader. Brian Bader Ginsburg. Oh, chat. Gift is gone because Sean figured it out. What's his name?
Richard E. Grant.
Yeah, that's great. Love that guy.
Speed it up, chat.
But don't GPT, please. Okay, so if you could look at the receipts on our show. When we watched the trailer for this, I actually had a lot of positive things to say about it, and I do like Zack Snyder, as we all know. I even like Sucker Punch, which is probably his least favorite, or least what's the right word? Least well received, less. Well, I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
The worst.
Least popular.
Worst. Yeah, the worst. The worst of it.
Worst. I know that's mean. I feel like it's mean.
It was pretty
bad. It's worse though.
It was pretty bad.
I like it. It's a bunch of badass hot chicks. I'm down with it.
I mean, the visuals were great for that, but come on, Sabrina.
Whatever. I will sucker punch you right now for all your baiting that you're doing.
Just kidding,
but yeah, so no, I mean, my problem with this is I don't like a 2-parter. I don't like a 3-parter. I don't like when a movie stops in the middle of fucking nowhere and then you're like waiting, and I just have to wait for it to come out, because like if it's a TV show, you have to wait a week, but if it's a movie, you could have to wait a year. Like when Kill Bill fucking 1 and 2 came out.
That's what it sounds like.
Yeah,
I
want to keep my spice flowing. I like a flowing spice. Like a lot of times, I don't even like want to start a show until there's several episodes out, because I hate waiting. My patience is a virtue that I do not possess. So I don't like this solely for the reason that I'm gonna have to wait. I don't want to wait. Like when Kill Bill ended, I was like, "Are you fucking serious? Like, what? Now I have to wait?"
But it's only like 3 months.
Even Lord of the Rings, 3 months is longer than 1 week. I don't even like waiting a week. I just explained.
Yeah.
Okay. Even Lord of the Rings, which I did not care for, by the way, at all. Like I watched it on my couch. On my couch, I watched it. When it ended, I was like,
"Shots fired."
This is the end of the movie. Like what? They made people wait.
Shots
like,
fired.
it was such a cliffhanger, that first one there.
When
It's
Back
like
to the Future 1 was over,
I actually don't
when
even
Back to
know.
the Future 1 was over, she was like, Doc Brown, pop in your DeLorean, bud, because I don't have time for this shit.
Let's do it. That's different. But what's not different is that one of them, Lord of the Rings, since it ties in, I'm just gonna bring it up. They climb, they fight things, and they climb over a hill, and they just like shows this like castle of some sort in the distance, and then the credits roll. And I was like, what? That's so rude.
That's all of them. You've defined,
So
you've
rude.
described every.
It's the only thing I remember.
A grave adventure
I
is
definitely didn't
waiting for
watch
you
that
today.
shaky cam bullshit. People were throwing up. I was like, that's not for me. I don't even like it. I'm definitely not going to go to the movies to throw up. So hard no for me. But yeah, I didn't like, again, I was watching on my couch. I could have started the next one immediately, but I didn't want to because I hated it. But I was like, I don't understand how you could just do this to people. It's not nice. So that's my problem with it. Otherwise, good on you. I like Zack Snyder. I'm going to watch it. I just don't like, I probably wait till the second one's coming out and then watch the first one at home and then go to the theater and see the second one. Something like that.
Well, the thing is, though, you can watch it right from your couch because it's going to be a limited release type deal, but most of the time it's going to launch right on Netflix at the same time.
What?
Yep, so you can just watch it right at home on Netflix.
What?
So that's what they're doing with this, though, too. Yeah.
That's
so it's
stupid.
not.
You should go to the theater. Isn't this like a theater movie? Like, doesn't it have action and sounds and things?
It seems like it's the perfect setup for a theater movie. It really is.
Oh,
I think they're fucking Zack Snyder with this situation, honestly.
Well, he's been fucked quite a few times now by Warner Brothers, so it's not new to him. That's all I'm saying.
Seems like he needs to tighten up that eye penis.
Yeah, he's at least still producing stuff. And he had to do this whole baby, change it from Star Wars, make it something else, make it right.
Baby.
And his studio is giving him an opportunity. And the studios, they control everything, Sabrina. Just like the studios are fighting over this new project called Crime 101. That's right, Amazon and Netflix again, fighting over a new project because you got Chris Hemsworth, you got Pedro Pascal attached to it. It's pretty much a Heat kind of story.
Who is this other person?
That's actually the director himself.
Oh.
His name's Bart Layton, and Bart Layton actually is, he's done some things.
I was like, Frank Langella looks great for 96 or 92.
American Animals is a project he's done apparently. That's something, but he's EPing and stuff, and they're talking about but the thing is the actual thing is based off I guess they call it a novella, which is like either a small story or a long thing. Mike might be able to help me with that word though.
Telenovela.
Novella. Have you heard that before, Mike?
Little 90-page, whatever.
Yeah.
Something that doesn't quite make you feel
Did you
like
say a nut on the page? What did you just say?
like a 90-page, 120 pages. You pick it up.
I thought you said a nut on the page. I was like, wow, we are really taking it to the next level.
No, that's how Mike said. Mike's got nothing right there.
Yeah.
He's tongue-tied right there.
You bait me and I bait you, sir.
I just want to clarify for my mother if she's still watching. Penis means intellectual property. The property of being associated with intellectual property.
Yes,
I think your mom might have left.
Yeah, I hope so.
Micheline?
She's revealing all my. She's revealing all my internet passwords in the chat here.
You mean the heart symbol?
Well, let's get into this for a second about Crime 101. Okay, so Crime 101, if you're wondering what it's about a high-level jewel thefts that are taking place up and down the Pacific coast, and the police have linked this into a Colombian cartel situation. And you have a detective. This name itself, I laugh at this name. It's like, I'm guessing Hemsworth is playing this part. But okay, ready for this? Lou Lubsnick. Lou Loopsnick, everybody, is actually going to try to take these heroes in on one perp. He's going to try to take them down. He's looking for, that perp's looking for a final score. So I'm guessing that's going to be Pedro and him working together, trying to take them down. And this book was actually published as part of a whole story. It's called Broken in 2020. And I guess they're trying to look to get to this for like $100 million they're trying to sell it for. So Amazon, Netflix are going back and forth for it. I mean, you got Hemsworth, you got Pedro here. They're both very popular. You know, you got Thor and Mandalorian together, so I guess that's probably good enough for the studios to fight over.
Thor-DeLorean to you, sir.
Thor-Lorian. DeLoreans. Sabrina, does this make you excited at all? Do you think this would be a good project? Is it worth fighting for? Or do you think that people are just going nuts because of the strike right now and they're just looking for property to grab onto?
I think it's pretty fucked up that they're willing to have a bidding war over a film that doesn't even exist yet, as opposed to paying their writers and actors.
Crazy, right?
That's what I think. It's pretty fucked. So maybe instead of spending all your energy to see which one is going to be able to grab onto this IP-ness, you could just very kindly pay the people who work for you and make you your money and stop being stupid. Great shot from Narcos, and is that Expediter movie, or what's it called? Extraction.
Oh, yeah. Extraction. Yeah.
Extraction / Narcos. Good shots. Yeah. So I feel like I love these two actors immensely. Such great.
Neither
pictures.
one of them can get a clean shave for the life of them.
No.
Yeah, well,
Nope.
I hate facial hair, but I don't mind either of these situations.
Hey, calm down.
I didn't
Hey,
say
that's
Ryan
Louis
Reynolds or
Lubes
anything.
you're talking about
I just-
there.
I think it's Michael Fassbender.
Leave the bidding war alone here, Sabrina. Leave it alone.
Yeah. So no, I mean, obviously, I'm gonna watch. I think the name Crime 101 like sounds very Nickelodeon or Disney to me. Like, I just doesn't seem.
101.
It doesn't seem like what it is. I feel
Hey
like
guys,
you should
this week on Crime 101.
maybe rebrand with a new name, but other than that, I am in.
Yeah.
Every week
Stop
a new
it.
crime for kids to know. Embezzling.
Danger Force.
That'd be hilarious if that's what it was, wouldn't it be? But it's like they say, it's like Heat. It's like Heat, which is a big movie that came out, and it's like
Breaking
if
and
they're trying to do
entering.
like that, recreate that kind of vibe. These two are great for it. Sean, what do you think? Is this something for you? Are you thinking this is worth fighting over? Or do you think they need to calm down and stop fighting over something like this?
Yeah, probably calm down. There's enough small shit out there, and give some new stuff a shot. Again, I would much more throw my money and my attention toward a crime definition show for children than I would.
I agree.
than I would.
It's going to help them in their lives.
Synopsis that you gave for these two. Listen, I
You
mean,
can do a
they're,
spin-off.
they're both phenomenal actors, and they're very hot right now. Hemsworth has probably been doing this for a little bit longer, obviously, than Pedro at this point, but I'm happy to see anything involving them as long as it looks good and is done the right way. But yeah, Crime 101, starring like Ashley Simpson in the 90s would have been great.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
No, Ariana Grande's first role.
Yeah.
Like-
Today's crime.
You're going right to the
Auto theft.
drunk driving, Sean.
I was gonna go to DUI.
I heard it. I can hear it in your voice.
Well, can't you
Don't
imagine
fall
like
asleep
if
at the wheel.
It's
if there was,
101.
like,
It's 101.
it's
We're going
101.
to do some light trespassing,
Yeah, do
a little
light
speeding,
trespassing.
maybe. You're
A
going
little
right to the
being-
400
It's like
level.
being
identity
Sean.
theft, like that kind of
Yeah.
thing. I think it'd be great. And you use like children to.
If I see this coming out, I'm suing you, Nickelodeon and
That's a
Disney.
good
It's
point.
happening.
Yeah,
fine.
Cruise Control come after you.
Yeah.
I'm just
No,
saying.
but can you imagine like little children reenacting crimes?
Oh, 100%.
Like
You don't ever.
little 6-year-olds interacting in a bank
We're talking
robbery or something?
cartoons.
It
We
lights
talking
down for that.
It gives me a
Oh,
I
live
want
reminder of
all of it.
Eddie Murphy.
All of
Do you
it.
remember Eddie Murphy on Saturday Night Live when
Yeah.
he was like doing Mr. Robinson's Neighborhood? And he
go.
was like, "Can you say eviction?" They're
you go.
knocking on the door, and he like jumped out the
See?
window.
There's a
So
precedent
good.
for this. This is
So
what
good.
people want. These are the ideas. This is
This
what's
is
gonna
why you need
serve-
writers' rooms right here. That's
Yeah.
why.
You need
We're
wire-
having one
yeah.
right now.
That's true. We might not
Yeah.
even be allowed to be doing what we're doing right
Oh
now.
shit! Oh.
Hey. I don't think any of us are
None
in
of
the
us are in the
WGA.
Writers
I'm
Guild,
just
so we're
saying.
cool. We're
Solidarity,
only
Brian.
Brian and I.
Solidarity. Mike,
was so
are you
solid.
excited about this project at all, or do you think that, again, Netflix and Amazon need to find something else to do as opposed to fighting over a project like this?
It's crazy.
Hey,
Is this the kind of thing that that massive corporations get involved in with movies and their financing? It seems strange to me.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. Like before, like this early in the project, they're throwing money around just to acquire the rights.
Someone's going to finance making it.
But the with numbers this big, like for
100 million.
Yeah, for whatever reason. I mean, I guess that the novella that this is based on is incredibly hot property.
Bringing
like
it back.
people, well, that's why they're. So it's the novella plus these two guys plus their non-shaven, sexy Louis lubed up faces or whatever.
That's all it takes, Mike. That's all it takes.
Yeah.
Did you say lubed up faces?
That's what Chris Hemsworth's hypothetical name is in this
Chris
series. Ask Brian.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Hi, Chris.
Sorry.
Yeah, Mike, this is what it is. The thing is, though, right now, because right now we're in a weird world.
Doesn't it seem crazy?
Shooting.
I feel like you're saying I'm crazy that they're throwing around this much money this early in the production cycle. Like
it's nuts. It's nuts. Like for a project that was like just a series that came out like this, and then they have these actors attached to it. People are like, it's gonna sell, it's gonna do well, but you have no idea if the script's not good. Like you don't know if it's actually gonna make your money back. Look at that Red Notice movie that came out on Netflix. Like you had all the big cast. You had Ryan Reynolds, you had The Rock, you had Gal Gadot, and the thing is, like, that didn't do well at all. It's like one of their worst received movies.
Most recent movie that just came out also bombed on Netflix.
Doesn't always sell the script.
It's called.
If the script's not good,
looking hot and doing stunts. That's what they should call it.
This is all they have time for because they don't want to actually sit down and talk to their people and contrary out. They'd rather fight about this.
Too, but it didn't do good. Just saying. Don't watch it for cinematic pleasure. Just watch it for eye candy.
Yeah, that's what it is though too. But speaking of eye candy and Pedro Pascal, because apparently everyone fucking is like man loving him online.
The whole like daddy thing.
Oh, that is that daddy
thing.
But
man love
Pedro Pascal.
On this episode.
There is so much man love, but Pedro Pascal is also up for Scarface now. Apparently, he's attached to it for the reboot of Scarface. This is another thing that I'm like, is this what we're doing right now? But apparently, they started talking about this like in 2020, and they had a whole idea for this, and it was broke by Newsweek that they were going to start developing the reboot to Scarface, but they were going to change it, and Michael B. Jordan was going to take over as the lead role, and that was the idea. And I'm like,
as Scarface?
As Scarface, as Tony, which changing the whole thing and making Michael B. Jordan Tony.
Say hello to my little friend.
And then, 3 years, during COVID, they decided to change it back, and Pedro became Daddy Eyes, I guess. And they're like, maybe we throw him into this whole thing. So now Pedro's apparently then attached to this project. And the whole idea, though, is they're still going to change it. They're going to modernize it. It's not going to be the same 1983 film that you had with Al Pacino, say hello to my little friend, all that shit anymore, because now they're going to take it to Los Angeles. It's a long time, right? Now it's a remake too, Mike, from like the 1930s. So it's like they already made it twice. This will be the third remake of this, but except they're going to make it in modern day Los Angeles. And Pedro will play a Mexican immigrant climbing the ranks of the criminal underworld as he strives for the American dream, as opposed to, of course, Al Pacino was Cuban in that. So it's like they're going to change that dynamic, but still be about like trying to succeed in this criminal underworld, and make a life for yourself in the American dream.
This is a 400 level crime class.
Yes.
Yeah, 100%.
So not 101.
This is master's degree.
More crime come in.
Yeah, graduate.
At
criminality.
At least junior high. For sure.
but of course, like this is early on. Like I said before, they changed it from Michael B. Jordan. Now they're going to Pedro, which I think is more in line if you're going to remake this. But still, like, what's the point of remaking Scarface? Like, really, I think that's why it hasn't happened yet, because Al Pacino killed it. Everyone knows it like so well because of him. The 1930s one, no one really references that because Al Pacino's performance in that was so freaking good. Like, you just don't touch stuff like that. Let's not discount
Michelle fucking Pfeiffer, because she was also spectacular.
Hell yeah, Sabrina. Bring it in there. Are you excited? Because I know you like Pedro. Do you think that he would be a better choice, though, to be, if you're going to do it, is he a choice to take this role on?
I just don't think you should do it. Period. Like, I don't know why. It's not, if you're changing it and making it modern day and he's a Mexican, why can't we just make it a new movie? Why does it have to be a reboot of Scarface? Like, you're just holding on to the IP-ness because you think it will make money. It's not cool, and I don't like it. Like, leave it alone. Like, make it something else. Make it a different fucking movie. I really don't understand why you're, like, why would you, I I feel like this trend has become more and more popular, and it's like only getting worse as opposed to like getting better. I would think that after, hell yeah. So I would think that, is that Michael Bolton?
That's Michael Bolton doing it. Yeah.
That's okay.
Oh, yeah.
I'm reloaded.
That's flour. Cocaine does not look like that.
How do you know?
I actually don't, but that
Your
does
mom
look
is
like
watching.
flour. I know, that was the kind of joke that I'm making. Thank you very much, Sabrina.
Sorry. Okay, so yeah, I don't know. If it's not Scarface, then let's call it something else and have Pedro Pascal star in his own drug lord movie. But if you are going to redo Scarface and you are going to put Pedro Pascal in it, I will kindly request that you have the double tutor that he had to snort his lines with. It had 2 tubes, one went up each nose, and then the thing, it looked like a pitchfork, but missing the middle one. And I was like, what is happening?
Everybody knows that.
I mean, that's what I call it. But my brother was like,
Happy birthday, TJ.
Happy birthday, TJ. Oh my God, it's my brother's birthday today.
Way to be born, buddy.
He has a way to be born. He was 3 months premature in 1977, so he is actually a miracle. He is a miracle. So way to be born and way to stay alive.
He loves Scarface.
He was 2 pounds and something else. And it was like a Cornish fucking hen when he was born. So he is a miracle baby and actually way to be born, BFF. I love you. So yeah, anyway, I watched it with him and he like showed me, like he's the one that pointed it out to me. And I was like, that thing is ridiculously magnificent. Like, where do they find that? But if you're going to redo it, I better see that in there. That's all I have to say. Okay.
I mean, today's world, Sabrina, probably will be a little dumbed down and changed and not so intense.
If you're making a movie about cocaine and murder, you should probably have a double tutor.
It's a modern take, though, Sabrina. So what's that actually mean?
I'm sorry. So have things gotten less bad, or have things gotten more bad?
It's going to be about the marijuana cartel. That's what.
It's not about coke.
No, they didn't say that. They're saying that.
Yeah.
I'm just joking now. I'm
Jesus.
joking now. It takes place in Los Angeles.
It's totally legal.
Definitely don't call it Scarface.
They're funding the schools, Sabrina.
Yeah. It's
Pedro's gonna be
really
running
amazing.
a weed shop.
He's a local politician. He's making sure that all
Are we
the
making
proceeds
it Disney
are going.
again? Are we going back to the Disney Nickelodeon situation?
just saying,
I
there's
hope
an
not.
upside. There's an
Cartelling
upside on all
101.
this.
Why don't we call it that
Yeah.
instead?
There you go. That's fine.
But Mike, what do you think about this? Are you excited about Pedro taking the reins? Do you think he's the right man for the job, or do you think they should, again, like Sabrina said, leave this IP-ness in the past?
After 100 episodes, Brian, I've learned that if I make a face, like a strong emotional face while somebody is giving their take, then you'll throw it to me after the fact. So I made sure while Sabrina was giving her take, because I have a strong feeling on her take.
Yeah,
That's the Met Gala.
For fuck's sake. Are those bike shorts?
something.
I've got that
Pedro.
same pair of shorts, Sabrina. And that same overcoat.
Do you have, you know what? I request that for next episode of Kruse Control, please.
I wish. I was.
When we get to 500 episodes, can you please wear that?
If we make it to 5, this is a promise. When we make it to 500 episodes, I will be wearing that overcoat.
Are you serious?
Guaranteed.
The whole outfit.
Dead serious. I am dead
With
serious.
a black tie and bike short. We don't need the shorts.
I already have the bike
I need
shorts.
the tie.
Brian has the tie. So it's like it's just going to be one afternoon.
Hold on. We really have to take a note of this. Everyone has to wear some version of that outfit
If we get
for
to
the
500th
500th episode.
Put it out there.
Sure.
When it happens.
I'll agree to
Mike,
things that are nonsense. Why not?
Okay. So here's So my hot take, Brian, is that
creator of IP-ness down here.
you got to put that in his banner next time, Brian. Okay. So my take with Scarface in particular, and the reason that I don't feel like this is thanks, Chris. The reason why I don't feel like this is that same deficit for new IP that Hollywood is so desperate for is because Scarface, to begin with, and maybe not to begin with, I haven't seen the 1932 version.
Neither have I. I didn't even know there was one.
It's a basic story. Like it's about someone who's using the limited means that are available to them to take it as far as they can, irrespective of the rules of the situation. Like, to me, it just seems like a very, very much a Joseph Campbell, Carl Jung take of a story of a person that's put in a difficult situation. Her hero's journey, person that's put in a difficult situation, has no compunctions about whatever they need to do and
just
takes the ride as far as they can. And we all know how when you have no moral compass, no anything, and you're just trying to pull it out to the end, taffy pull it out to the end, that how that ends. It's just a Greek tragedy, and I don't see that. It's such a basic story that any kind of remake, like I can see them doing this again and again in different locations with different actors, like, and it's just going to read different. Like, and honestly, it's been 40 years since the previous remake. Like, when was the last time they gave us 40 years between remakes? That doesn't even happen. Like 20 years.
It really doesn't.
Yeah, 20 years
is like pushing it for them.
They're like, pushing it. That's what I'm saying.
They go 10. They're like, it's time for a new one. Let's do it. You know,
I think
constantly.
I think it's such a basic story that just keep bringing it on all the time. There's going to be Americans in challenging situations that are going to have impossible choices.
Compunction. I think he was talking about compunction, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, because it also, as soon as I heard it, I said, great fucking word. Sorry,
as long as people are making difficult choices, Scarface is going to be relevant and fresh. They can keep making this every 20 years. They don't have to wait 40.
Sean, do you feel the same way about this, or do you think this shouldn't be happening?
I don't want this to happen. I think that there are definitely some things that are just timeless classics, and you don't do it again. You can pay homage to it. You can, have it show up and lampoon it or lampoon it, or
or lampoon it.
It's or lampoon, whatever you want. But I just think some things are perfect and fine just the way they are, and not everything deserves, needs, or requires a remake. And Scarface is definitely emblematic of a certain time in cinema, a certain time in America, and just let it be. Please don't do this.
Please don't do this.
That's my request.
Yeah,
I like that your photos move now, bro.
Please
like we're getting real fancy.
Yeah, by which you mean
do
say
this?
leave the cocaine on your nose. Don't wipe it up. Okay.
Don't do that. Yeah,
you're really putting Gippy through its paces tonight there. That's great.
I'm pushing EV Mux's programs to the limit tonight because why not? But
that always ends well.
Yeah, I know, really, right? But I feel the same way. I agree with Sean though. Like just leave it alone. I get it, Mike. Though what you're saying is like, yes, like it's been almost 30 years.
I don't mind having a spicy take. But, I'll be spicy tonight.
But I'm just like, come on, let's just leave these. If you have great acting and you have a great story, it's done. We did the best we can. Leave it alone. And that's the same way I feel about The Rocketeer. Even though it didn't do well, I still feel that it was the best way to get The Rocketeer.
I'm just saying. This episode is like a fuck you to me. It is just a fuck you to Sabrina the entire fucking episode.
You talked already?
Not that I talked, I mean the subjects. It's like literally ready to slam my head against the wall.
I'm just saying, I was a kid. In
1991, me too, Brian, Jennifer Connelly, baby.
Dude, she was so hot in this too. Yeah.
She was in the Rocketeer. She's the Rocketeer.
You had Timothy Dalton in this too, like fucking James Bond himself, killing it as Sinclair in this too. Now. He did a great job. You had Nazis, you had World War II, you had a rocket on some guy's back, the original Iron Man. I mean, for me, it was great. You had that big bulldog back in the restaurant that's in Hollywood right now, or it's in North Hollywood. If you go to the Idle Hours in the backyard of that place, it's there. You can go there. So I'm just saying, Rocketeer 91 I thought was great. I know it didn't do well for Disney. Of course, it's about like a guy that he's a pilot, test pilot. There's a rocket gets stowed away. He gets it. He becomes a superhero pretty much, kind of in a way. And the Nazis trying to get back from him because the Nazis will put it in their back and they'll invade the United States and destroy everybody. That's the Rocketeer.
The Nazis work for Indiana Jones. Not great.
Is he DC? I don't think he's DC.
Is he Marvel?
Is he actually a superhero?
I don't think is he attached? That's a Sean question right there.
Sean has attached. Like Sean has a lot of knowledge. This character hasn't been referenced a lot in the Crisis on Infinite Earths.
I mean, technically, because it's Disney now, it would be Marvel.
Come on, Marvel.
But is it actually part of a comic book? Is it a comic book?
This was a Vertigo series.
Does the IP come from the comic book?
There's a comic book, yeah.
Is it from a Marvel or DC comic book, or like a different comic book, like The Boys?
It's IDW, first off.
Oh, okay.
What does that mean?
It's a different publishing
Well, it
arm.
is
We don't
I don't
don't have
whistle.
enough time. We don't have enough time to go
Okay.
through
No,
the whole
Fair enough.
platform situations.
Dad's getting hot. He's like, we do not have it. Shut the fuck. I'll answer your question later, miss.
Except
Eat
that
your
there
corn.
are more than just DC and Marvel. That's
You
all
ask
need.
for a
Yes.
nerd episode, you get a nerd episode.
Yeah.
I didn't ask for any of it. I asked for literally nothing.
I do want to say this, so before we get into this too much, so the original came out, and in August of 2021, actually,
Where
Deadline
is GR?
broke a story. I don't know, maybe I don't know what GR's got a life,
GR,
you know.
what the
he's
fuck,
doing
bud?
something.
Where are you,
GR's
number one
friend of the
fan?
show,
Because
but
he's
you know,
mad at me. He's mad.
Oh, he is mad at you. Fucking
very
he's
upset.
okay, Sean. He's
Yeah.
okay. He'll
He's
take
okay.
time. He's
you
okay.
after the show.
He did?
No, he didn't.
No,
Oh.
I'll give you
I've
your
never
number,
heard
Sean.
from that man.
I'll give him your
I'm sure you
number.
did.
He's sending you a
sure
toy.
he
Did
did.
you get his toy?
No, I didn't
But-
get any toys
but-
from him. No.
Oh,
But in
rude.
2021, Deadline broke the whole news about this coming down, and they were going to call it the Return of the Rocketeer. That was what's going to happen, and they were going to change the whole thing. We're bringing Cliff back. We're going to have a new character coming in. It was going to be written by the writer of Selma. That's who's coming in. David. I can't say his name, but David was coming in to do it. And then
David,
on top of
Big D.
that, they were going to actually change the character to
Hannah.
be, a retired Tuscany airman. They're going to change the whole thing. He's become an African-American character, and they're going to change the whole thing. And now they're changing it again, and now the hero will be a black female pilot who plays a whole thing, and she's trying to stop an evil air rocket scientist from stealing jetpack technology during a pivotal moment in the Cold War. So they're changing the whole era. They're changing the whole concept. They're changing everything. And that's kind of how it goes.
So again, make it a new fucking show.
It's a whole new, again, that's what happens. Again, we talk about these products all the time, or that come along, that they just take an IP and then they tweak it completely, and they just want to, you don't want you to get the butts in the seat based off of the name, which happens all the time. Like people like myself and Mike was talking about how we loved the Rocketeer when we were kids. And so like, Rocketeer, yeah. And then we get there and we're like, this is not the Rocketeer, but you know what? Maybe it'll bring this into a new generation for people and they'll love it. I don't know. Setting the Cold War, I think, is wrong for me. I get it. You're trying to change it, but it's not a Cold War movie. It's a movie about Nazis.
It's a steampunk device, right? Like
It's true.
You
Yeah.
know, it's tanks and metal. Like that doesn't exactly say Cold War.
Cold War.
Steampunk
Yeah.
device.
And it's like, dude, it's honestly, it's about Americans versus Nazis. That's what this whole thing's about. It's about the build to World War II. Like, it's about that time in the world where like we were dealing, technology was rising, and like how each side was just trying to conquer each other. I mean, I just love that era, and I think it works a lot of times.
When was
Like
the last
Indiana
time you saw
Jones.
this movie? Yeah, it is reminiscent of Indiana
about,
Jones.
About 3 months
Last
ago,
week.
something like that.
Let's go.
last week.
What'd you think, man? Is it can you give us the quick?
Of Indiana Jones?
You felt okay? No. About the recent watch of the Rocketeer.
You saw The Rocketeer 3 months ago?
I was happy. Yeah, I watched it like 3 months ago.
He
Something like
snuck
that.
away. He went to the garage. He dragged
You were-
the TV out with
he
an
needed
extension
some me
cord.
time. All right, I get it.
You were in
He can
Florida.
have all the fucking me time he wants. I can give a shit less. I'm just
If you're
shocked
going to be
that he watched
watching
The
the
Rocketeer.
yeah.
When I saw this story,
Hard
I
no.
wanted to watch it again. I'm like, I kind of want to put it back out
What?
again. I just love this
Ugh.
movie. It's a lot of fun. It's like,
It's
it's
great.
like,
Fuck off.
It's a great movie.
yeah, it's a lot of fun. Right, Sean? So, Sean,
Yeah.
Ugh.
I mean, do you think that this is worth the reboot at this point, or do you think they should just leave that guy alone like we talk about all the
It's
time?
a show or it's a movie? Sorry, quick.
It's a movie. It's a movie. It's a movie.
For real. It's a
Right.
movie.
It's a
In
movie.
theaters,
Brian.
movie.
Go
In
ahead
theaters.
and go ahead and interject the last comment I had for the previous segment for
Thank
here.
Edit it
you.
right back in, right?
Verbatim.
Hard
right?
no.
Like, for fuck's sake, man.
Some things you just need to let be, man. Like, like the Rocketeer was great. It was a goof. It was weird. It was, again, like its own little thing. I don't need more of it. If I want more, there's tons of comic books and, apparently a Disney Plus kids show. So why the hell not? I think there's plenty already out there. Look at this. Wow. Giphy is working
yeah.
real strong today. It's fantastic.
Hard no. It really
I mean,
is.
look at that
Set your
costume.
pants on fire next
Yeah.
to the flag.
This is annoying though because it
And
just
shoot to the
repeats
moon.
itself like 100 times.
Hey,
I don't
it's a trial,
care.
you know?
It's just fun.
I
Every
do.
other
I like it.
every time you watch
Wow.
it, you pick up something new. Wow, that flag looks great. Oh shit. Did he hold on? Crime 101 here. Did he light the
No
flag on
bullshit.
fire?
I noticed all these
Did the
things in the
fire.
first take. I'm not learning anything new.
Desecration of a flag. That's a crime.
They got goddamn jetpacks, but they have to frickin' flick they have to lean back with their Zippo to get it started.
I mean, if you listen, when you saw,
I think that's a big.
when you saw the Rocketeer for the first time, you don't tell me that you wanted. It's the same thing. It's the same propulsion device that like Turbo Man uses in the fucking Jingle All the Way movie, right?
Good reference.
Who doesn't want that? Who doesn't want that kind of gauntlet just to be like, shishing, and you just zoom away? Forget it. It's great. Sign me up for a jetpack. I don't care.
Fly like real superheroes.
I love the reference. So we'll take Sean's take.
Yeah, I will burn as many American flags as it takes for me to get the Rocketeer
Very
suit.
rude.
I would love to have that. I was dressed like that for Halloween, man.
I'm surprised you don't say I want to burn the British flag as much as you hate the monarchy.
That's expected. Sabrina, always keep them guessing. Always keep them guessing. That's it.
But Sabrina, you've never seen this movie before, Sabrina? You never seen The Rocketeer?
Absolutely. Are you kidding? No, I didn't.
So you're not about seeing this guy.
I've seen The Rocketeer a million times. It's called The Mandalorian. I've watched 3 seasons of it. So I don't need it.
Wow.
I don't need any more. I see plenty of Rocketeers. I keep wanting to say Rocketeer. I've seen so many Rocketeers on The Mandalorian.
Look at this cast.
I don't need any extras.
Look at that cask. No, that's actually a really good point. Because when I first saw The Mandalorian fly, especially with all the other Mandalorians flying around them, I was like, that motherfucker learned from Rocketeer. Like he knew exactly what the hell he was doing. It was great.
Rocketeering all over the place.
Flying just like this, right?
I have 3 seasons of The Rocketeer, and I have another season coming. I don't need this.
And we have a Mandalorian also.
Also, quick question. If we're going to be like historical here, was there ever a black woman pilot during the Cold War?
Sure.
No.
During the Cold War?
You don't know.
When did that ended? When the wall came down?
There's not even a woman pilot in the Cold War, let alone a black woman pilot.
It's all classified. We don't know.
Yeah, this is all shut down. The Nazis. Well, they're not Nazis at that point. The Cold Warians.
Women could barely vote.
The Cold Warians. That was a different world, you know.
Wait.
When was
Cold
the Cold War?
Warriors.
Wait. Yeah. Let's hold on.
Thank you, Mike.
When was the Cold War? Let's be real. What year was the Cold War?
It ended when the wall came down.
Google.
When
what
Ronald Reagan said,
Fine, I'll do it.
wall needs to come down, Mr. Gorbachev. And that was the inciting incident. It wasn't going to come down anyway. It was when Reagan said it.
Yeah, every episode I find something new out about Sabrina that just rocks me to my core.
1947 to 1948 was the Cold War. Do you think
that's
that
not
fucking
true?
women
That's not
were
correct.
flying?
That's not correct. It was until the Iron Curtain went down in like 91.
I'm looking at it on Google. It says 1947 to 1948.
Hey, this is why
The
AI
very short
is not going to
Cold
win.
War.
This is why AI is not going to win, guys.
They better get the Rocketeer in there fast because they don't have a lot of time.
Not time.
I'm sorry. 1947 to 1991. Is it 19 decades? Like I don't understand. None of this makes sense to me.
Just as much as this Rocketeer makes no sense. That's all I'm saying. Making a reboot, but Mike.
No.
Mike,
Hold on. I'm not done.
You do some recon. We do some recon. So, Mike, you're a fan of Rocketeer from the 90s, right?
Yep.
Do you even want to mess with your childhood at this point, though?
As long as they bring Jennifer Connelly back as the love interest with this
hard no.
female with
Did
this
you
black
see her
female
as the love
pilot.
interest in the Top Gun movie? It was so ridiculous.
It's a Fassbender Jennifer Connelly situation, so I'm all confused. I'm all riled up.
Wow. Look at that! Look at that action! Look at that! He's out there.
I haven't seen that kind of action since Wile E. Coyote was tricked by the Roadrunner.
Is it true? The Cold War went from the fucking 1947 to 1991. Is that real?
Yeah, it was a Cold War. It was not. It was not
a real war. Yeah, it was. It was
no,
cold.
No, it said it was a hot.
It was all threats.
It was who knows when it could take place.
KGB shit. It's
Well,
still going on. I mean, the head of the KGB is literally the president of Russia right now.
I had a terrible joke. I'm not gonna say it.
No shit.
Man, after the show.
This is so alarming.
But speaking of something terrible, I want to talk about Zombie Town for a second, everybody. I want to talk about Zombie Town.
Look at him. He's like, I love Russians. I know all the stories of the walls and the things.
All the walls and the things. I don't know.
No, because Ryan loves Russians, and the wall was in Berlin. It's in Europe. It's a joke. It's a joke about Ryan. It's not a real thing.
Can we quickly talk about Zombie Town? Because we got a lot. We got to get Zombie Town, everybody.
Did you do a light Google, Ryan? Did you do a light Google for me? Chris again hates everyone, by the way.
The whole drop again if you want to, Brian.
Hey, what about Zombie Town, Brian?
I want to talk about Zombie Town, right? Because Dan Aykroyd's coming in and do a new movie, everybody.
Questions.
We're out of time. Sorry, Sabrina.
We're out of time. Sorry, Sabrina. Brian said never. You know what? Tonight you're going to be out of time.
Oh, snap. Anyway, so Zombie Town with
got news for you, bud.
Dan Aykroyd and with Chevy Chase, who also looks like my father in a lot of ways. But R.L. Stein, his movie. I should have
unpack it later. We'll get there later.
We'll get back there later. But R.L. Stein's project.
Dean Kruse picture up there.
You're stepping all over your own intro, Brian.
Yeah, I love this.
Fuck you. That's what you get for cutting me off.
So R.L. Stein's project.
You came to this conclusion like right now. Oh shit!
I kind of did.
Oh shit! My dad looks like Chevy Chase.
No, he says it all the time. He's come to that conclusion for years. I assure you.
I do say it. Like older Chevy Chase looks like Dean Kruse. That's all I'm saying.
A little bit.
It's a big joke in my family too. You know, a little bit, right? Mike knows.
I see it. Yeah.
Ish.
Yeah.
If Dean could just comb his wings back, I think it would be.
Anyways, we're gonna watch a trailer, then we'll talk about Zombie Town because we got lots of going on. So here's a trailer for Zombie Town. It comes out this Friday, September 1st. Let's see if any of us like this. Here comes Zombie Town. Woo!
I have questions about the Cold War.
Leave the Cold War alone.
Spoiler alert! Already.
Carver has his first new zombie movie coming out in over 30 years. No one knows anything about it, except it'll premiere here, exclusively in Carverville, Halloween night.
What the fuck?
Is the projector ready?
So this is an Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Oh shit!
Right?
I pushed the wrong button, guys.
Wait, the sound's gone.
I pushed the wrong button, guys.
Bring it back.
I got too excited. It was the Cold War.
I'm glad that you guys are here to have Sean's corner while Brian works this out.
Back to the zombies.
Okay.
Anyways,
everyone's back. Yeah.
I was trying to cue something else up. One more time. Zombie Town trailer, everybody. Because we love to see the beginning one more time, right?
Okay, just pay attention to the news.
Carver has his first new zombie movie coming out in over 30 years. No one knows anything about it, except it'll premiere here, exclusively in Carverville, Halloween night.
Is the projector ready?
These things are so strange.
Very odd.
Do you need anything else?
No. Start the movie. What is this?
You just roll the film and it turns the actors into the living dead.
Nuclear annihilation. There's
suck the souls out of everyone in its vicinity.
We can stop them from spreading.
As Marion had all the knowledge. If he were here, he'd know what to do. Your films
There's
must
Dean.
be burned. You have to destroy them. Go to the theater. Stop the projector. That's the
They
last
had to
film.
make him a hologram because nobody wanted to be in the same room as him.
He is skinnier.
I just got my driver's license. I can drive. Trying to get away from it.
It's in the same damn car as us. Stop!
Take it low.
I had a nickel for every time.
That happened to you, right, Mike?
Hit him on the head.
I won't do it!
We're in really big trouble. I'll never watch another zombie movie again.
Hurry up. What?
Take it low. Stop that walk. Stop that walk. Ha! Suckers!
What the hell is that?
Oh God, can you drive?
Have you seen my kid? Dean, should have been home an hour ago.
Run, he's
Your mom's
eating
gonna
you.
be very upset with you.
Oh,
I love your
God.
pasta. costume witch, right?
Oh, it's not a costume. I was sweeping the floor. Okay, fine. 1 month detention.
Mrs. Boneyard, please.
Coming this Friday, everybody.
Stupid.
What's her
Zombie
name?
Town.
Miss Boneyard.
Miss Boneyard.
Sounds
September 1st,
sounds
Halloween movie.
stupid.
I know, right? Why would it come out now?
Or it's just, it's not that scary. So it's just, they're starting in with the really light, like early, like this is the early Christmas music, right?
Oh God, makes me want to kill myself.
And it looks like, honestly, Chevy Chase is like barely in this thing, I bet, you know?
Oh,
I bet
Dan
he-
Aykroyd and Chevy
seems to have
Chase, I'm sure have a combined 10 minutes screen time in the entire thing. I hated that.
Dan Aykroyd saw Bill Murray cashing in on Zombieland, and he was like, "Hey, I could let an undead take a bite of me for like
No,
$500,000."
I feel like there was an American Horror Stories like episode that basically
oh
is
my
the
God, that's
exact-
exactly what I was gonna say. 100%. I'm sorry, I was excited because I thought that also.
Sean's like bracing for impact.
I got excited.
I'm happy for you. I'm just saying.
Wow, your eye penis is
He's
getting real
sensitive.
fucking douchey tonight.
He's a
I-
nerd.
I'm
He's
just-
very
I- you know,
sensitive.
I don't like loud noises. That was a terrible
Well,
trailer.
I
And,
know, right?
the
I
movie
liked
looks,
it.
Mike, your
I like
your
when she said it's in the
standards-
same car as
Mike,
That was funny.
Yeah, that's a good. That's a good
standards
voice.
need to be higher. All right.
I'm what's wrong with capitalism is what you're saying to me right
No.
now.
That looks like that would be on Tubi tomorrow.
Currently.
Whoever watches this in 40 years, this should be on Amazon 12 yesterday. I don't know.
I know.
This
It's R.L.
does not
Stein,
look
which
Oh
I used to
my
read
God.
those when I was a kid, Sean, but like it doesn't
No,
even
everyone
look
had-
like it holds up to what.
He's actually putting out some decent stuff right now in the comic book world.
R.L.
Big
Stein for
surprise.
real?
Oh
This
my
is
God!
not
Yeah,
a joke.
no, he's putting out some good comic books
Wow.
right now. Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know why you'd put your name on this one. But hey,
Dan Aykroyd.
I'll give you one guess, Sean. Why? Why would you
Show
put
me
your
the
name on
money.
it?
Money, money, money,
Shekels.
money.
So, Mike, you're
Anywho.
going to be in the butt in the seat. It's going to be your butt in that seat, right, Mike? You're going to be there watching the R.L.
Dude,
Stein adaptation.
I've still got all the creepy archetypes that Are You Afraid of the Dark put in my head and Snick in the late 90s. That's a
Oh, hell
reference
yeah.
that all you Zoomers,
I love Stick.
all you Boomers, all you I don't
I
know.
am.
Millennials, yeah. Only
Squamadoomers.
the select
I'm not a millennial.
the select few are gonna understand the Snick Nickelodeon references, but
there's a
yeah,
shot.
what
Nick.
Saturday night Nickelodeon. Like if you're too young to be pursuing women and you're too
It's like
old
it's like
to be
TGIF
cool
and Snick
with your
were like
friends.
in
I
the
don't
same vein.
I don't know. Yeah, it's terrible. It's terrible. What I do know is that in this particular trailer, I saw not one but two kids in the hall. I saw Scott Thompson dressed as a zombie, and I saw Bruce. Sean, can you help me with
Jenner?
the last name? Bruce Jenner. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Who is the guy in another period?
And kids in the
Is
hall.
that the guy from another period?
are
Oh, yeah,
just-
Bruce
kids
McCullough.
in the hall, for sure.
Yeah, is that
Bruce
the guy
McCullough.
though?
Thank you.
Are you
Yeah.
sure that was
The
Scott
cop.
Thompson?
The cop.
That was Scott. I spotted it upstairs earlier when I watched it. That was 100% Scott as a zombie. If you're not
Son
seeing it
of a
now,
bitch,
go back
he
a
is.
little bit
He
further.
is in it. He is in it.
He is in
Yeah.
it. So
Yep.
But is he
So-
also in another period? No, Michael Ian Black is in another period.
Yeah,
His
which got
character's
canceled, by the
name
way.
is Andy.
another
So there you go.
What?
another period is it got canceled a decade ago. What are you guys talking
No,
about?
it didn't.
What?
Hilarious.
Hey,
I
guys.
just found
Another
that show.
period
It's
still
hilarious.
Yeah.
R.L.
Yeah.
Stein.
That's
has
3
a
seasons.
cameo.
I just started watching it.
Oh, does he?
Who has a cameo?
R.L. Stein.
R.L. Stein has
Good
a
for him.
cameo in the movie,
Mm-hmm.
and
Oh,
yeah,
They had those
They-
Goosebumps movies were horrible too. They had those with Jack
Oh, yeah.
Black.
Which I
They
no,
tried.
no good. No good.
they tried.
Yeah,
They tried
no,
real
they
hard.
tried.
They tried real
They
hard.
tried
and
very-
it did
no
not work.
onions.
No.
Yes, Sabrina, this is not for you either. Or do you love this trailer?
I mean, love is a strong word. I laughed a couple times when she said it's in the car. Pull the fuck over. I laughed.
2 times
and
during a
then-
trailer is a lot. That's a lot.
Not really.
That's
No.
a lot.
Some good
How many
chuckles.
times,
No,
how many
because
times
they
did you laugh
pile
during a
all
trailer
the
of a
best
comedy?
thing. they pile all the best things into the trailer. So you should, if it's a comedy, you should laugh more than twice. Also, it was like very much like a wannabe Shaun of the Dead, and also as Sean mentioned, that American Horror Stories episode from that first season. I don't remember what episode it was. Maybe the second episode. I don't know, but it was so reminiscent of that. And the whole time I was watching it, I was like, oh, I wish I could like remember what episode it was or like what actors were in it, but I can't. Like I know they were driving movie theater. It was the same thing with the film. I don't know.
It's pastiche. They're smashing together so much source material for this. Like they're trying to appeal to the parents and the little snaps that the kids have picked up.
They probably fed all of the scripts that we're talking about into a IA situation, and
literally, it makes sense for this kind of a script.
Yeah, totally the R.L. Stein thing for us now.
AI, what the fuck?
Yeah. I don't think it's gonna do that well. It comes out this Friday. I really don't see it doing
September
well.
1st, scary movie. Go see it. Scare your kids.
Go
scare
see
your girlfriend.
And Hollywood is hurting.
Hide your kids, hide your wife.
I really don't think it's gonna do as well as people are saying. Oh, at least as Disney has said.
Michael Fassbender is going to hide your wife.
Thank
Mike,
you. I'm glad you said it, Sabrina.
Mike, I don't think it has to do as well as at least how Disney is saying Ahsoka is doing. And that leads me to our featured story of the night. Let's get it. Come on.
Seamless transition.
Let me touch it.
It hurts.
Anyways, everybody, I want to talk about Ahsoka for a second because the numbers came out I saw it like yesterday, and there's this like Samba TV put the numbers out saying that only like 1.2 million people watched Ahsoka in its first week on Disney Plus. And I was talking to a bunch of people about this, and they're like this is crazy. This is horrible. Like a 1.2 million viewers is like nothing for a show. If this is like back even in the 90s, they would have canceled this shit immediately. So it's not good for a show. That's like much lower than everything on Disney Plus. Well, then after that, Disney came forward and said, no, guys, 14 million people watched this its first week. 14 million, which is massive. I mean, like, think about Friends during when it was like at its high point, they were getting like 10 million viewers. This is 14. It's freaking nuts. And of course, they make their whole thing. They say it's based off of like, how many people are, it's like the total stream time divided by the runtime available. And that's how they get their viewership on that. But Disney never really puts this forward. Like they've asked for that. If you think about the SAG-AFTRA strike and WGA strike, that's a big thing. They're saying like, tell us your numbers. And they're like, oh, they fluctuate. We really can't tell you this kind of thing. And they will put these numbers out there. But apparently they're saying now 14 million views. To me, I'm like, if that's true, then yes, as they're saying, it's probably one of the most watched shows on Disney Plus. That's massive numbers. It's a huge success for them. But like we've been watching it, talked about it last week. The third episode's out, and I mean the third episode I think is better. I think it's ish. There's more action. We're getting into it a little bit more. Ish. Then again, not much really does happen in that third episode.
Nothing happens in any episode. It's like watching paint dry.
I mean, they gotta make these episodes longer. It's like they get there, they have a battle in space.
They gotta make it longer so that something can happen during the episode.
Something happens.
Maybe if they make it longer, something will happen.
Nothing will happen.
I keep telling my wife.
The last two episodes, everything's gonna happen. Last two episodes will cram much more than they should ever cram into 2 fucking episodes. But for the first fucking 6 episodes or however many they do, I don't fucking know. They're gonna like just slow crawl like a freaking lazy spider, like going up your wall. Like it's so obnoxious. I hate it so much.
Yeah, but I mean, like I was just like,
get to it. It's Star Wars.
Yeah, I mean, the battle, the actual fighting or the flying stuff was, I think, good in this. And
the whales. That was the only thing that was cool.
The whales were cool. Yeah, the whales were cool.
It looks like a lot of fan service to people that are aware of the larger.
Oh, it is.
That's the thing. It's very wide afield kind of Star Wars appeal. Like,
but like, do you want me to watch 100 episodes of cartoons?
Yeah, you freaking better if you want to understand what's going on.
Learn it all.
What are you doing?
Screen crush.
Not watching cartoons. I'm an adult. I have a job. Okay, I can't be watching 100 episodes of cartoons.
So Sabrina, are you excited about like now you've seen 3
episodes
of it?
Sabrina, are you excited about
baiting me again, this motherfucker?
Did 3 episodes get you to like be like, okay, now I'm hooked with this show? Or could you stop today and forget about it forever? And you leave the 14 million?
Sorry, buddy.
I love a good Urkel story. Yeah, no, I mean it's remotely getting better, I guess, every episode. But like the best part of the show is Ray Stevenson, and unfortunately,
He's so good.
he has passed. Rest in peace, sir. I don't like his Padawan. I want to punch in her bangs. She's super annoying. Rosario Dawson's lack of emotion is alarming. And
that continues?
It continues.
Oh, it continues
yeah.
the whole time. In the third episode, she does have a few warm moments where she has like a smile and like a thing, and like I see the third episode is where she shines for sure. But I like even the girl, her Sabine, like her
Sabine,
her Padawan, but she like was stabbed through and through with a lightsaber, and then is just sitting there willy-nilly, and she's like, I'm totally fine. Hold on, let me blow up this droid's head and figure out the code of something. I'm like, you literally were just like a minute from an organ. Like how are you just up and about and totally fine? Like it's just I don't know. I'm not into it. And also her line delivery as she's on the bed in the hospital is like she's totally fine. It's like, I'm sorry, let me finish this peanut butter and jelly sandwich and tell you what's happening. Like you should probably feign like you might be injured just a little fucking bit, like a scotch if you could. And then also, the one with the thong on her head with the green hair.
That's what she's called. That's her name.
Yeah, green hair thong woman.
She has goggle thong. She has like goggle thongs on her hair.
Goggle thong, yeah.
There she is.
That's what we call her in the extended universe.
Helena, what's her name? That bitch on the left with her face. Was that the mask? Her face is not that green. Great. I was just gonna say she's my favorite part of the show. Her and Ray Stevenson. They're really good. Wow, you got one picture of Rosario Dawson actually having emotion, but that's a happy emotion. the one on the right though can fuck herself. She's super annoying. I don't know. I'm not impressed with the cast. I'm not impressed with the writing. I'm not impressed with any of it. And the villain is like meh. They keep like throwing these like orbs of Thrawn and the orbs of the guy. And I'm just like, it's like it feels like a lot of setup. And I know they're gonna cram everything in the last 2 episodes. It's gonna be annoying. Like I don't know.
They're gonna come at you with the Force abilities, and it's gonna be all Darth Vader and like red lightsabers.
Well,
and
at the last the red lightsabers are already here.
They already have a Darth Vader type essence there. With Merrick is his name, and it's like the people are saying
Thrawn,
is it Ezra or is it maybe what's the character from the video games? Death Star Crusher or
Star Killer.
Star Killer, yeah. Which I think I can see it being Star Killer more because that same actor is like doing voiceover in the whole thing too. But let's go to Sean for a second too, because I know Sean's been watching it too. So do you think it's getting any better, Sean, or do you think that that it's a fail for Disney?
Again, the show should not have been called Ashoka. I think it really kind of hamstrings what the expectations were and what they were going to be. I can understand having a point of view character, but having her be also the titular title character, whatever.
She had the titular line.
She did.
Hate that word.
I know. Whatever. But like, I just don't believe that. I don't believe that we've seen everything that we're going to see from this. I think that there are a lot of teases as to who this character could be. I actually am of the belief that it could be a live-action appearance of Cal Kestis, who is the Jedi in the Star Wars Survivor series video games, which is very good.
Yeah.
And I'd love to see that if that's the real thing. Or, I mean, hell, if it's Star Killer, even more for it, too. But, yeah, I think Witwicky gets a lot of work. And if that would be the reveal, great. There was, again, got to give it up to my boy Ryan Airy over at Screen Crush, but he noticed this. In all the other Star Wars shows, in the title sequence, they do those quick flashes of the helmets, and usually a blue light signifies a good character, a red light signifies a bad character. In Ahsoka, Merrick, or Merc, whatever the hell we're calling that guy with the cage, you don't know who the hell it is, he gets a blue light, and Sabine gets a red light.
Oh.
So I think some shit's to happen, and again, like everyone being Sabrina, has criticized Ahsoka.
Rosario Dawson's performance.
Thank you. Yes. I still
You're
think
welcome.
she's actually,
even though you threw me under the fucking bus.
I never thought there's no bus.
This is a bus, Sabrina. This is a bus. What are you? This is a bus.
That's a long ass bus. That's a fucking
bus.
school bus with all the children on it.
All I'm saying is, I think where they're leading to, and maybe we're gonna get some flashbacks, like what happened between, when we saw Ahsoka younger in Clone Wars, and even in her brief experiences in Rebels or whatever. Like something obviously happened to turn her a little more serious, a little more dour. Could it be the massacre of her fellow clanmates in the Jedi? Who's to say? But
easy, Tiger.
Sounds like you have an opinion.
I do have an opinion. I think all of the
the massacre of her entire race of people. Maybe
knows?
some said about
Who knows?
that.
We don't know.
Could be the destination of the Jedi.
Just speculation. Just speculation.
Could have made it a little more serious. All I'm saying is, like, all of the Marvel, all the Disney Star Wars shows have been slow burns. This is just how it goes. We get through the middle bits, and then all of a sudden the season's over. We're like, oh, fuck, it wasn't worth it. And, like, we're expected to have a new, feeling when the next one comes out. They all haven't been great. I still think it's great that we're getting to see these new stories, and they're filling in the gaps. Like, imagine a timeline of the movies, and now it's just like things are getting slotted in and explaining things and expanding the universe in cool different ways. So give it time. I'm not going anywhere. Tuesday nights, what are we gonna do? Taco Tuesdays. Go watch Ahsoka.
Yeah.
So,
I think the most interesting part about it is that Sabine's a Mandalorian. That's the most interesting part about it to me.
She's a rocketeer.
That's a cool twist. She's a rocketeer at heart,
She's Jennifer Connelly can shoot into the fucking moon. Just fucking
what if it was Jennifer Connelly?
Face, no problem.
Oh
that would have been great.
God.
And Michael Fassbender while you're at it.
And Michael Fassbender shirtless
maybe
for
Michael
Mike.
Maybe it shows up as Thrawn. I don't know.
Okay, so that's actually a serious point. If we're talking about Michael Fassbender as Admiral Thrawn, I know fuck all about all of the latest Star Wars propaganda is what I'm going to call it. What I mostly remember is being in 8th, 9th grade and reading the Timothy Zahn series of Star Wars sequels, in which case Admiral Thrawn was the big nasty, and he was scary AF, and he had blue skin and he had red eyes. And I really don't remember a lot of specifics, but I do remember that he was nastier than the Emperor ever was. So if all I've seen thus far in terms of Ahsoka is the 40 minutes that I watched upstairs before I came down here to record this episode. That's all I got for you, Brian. Like, nothing happened. I presume that something is going to happen. Like, I think that Sean's take. Sean's take there.
Thank you. Yes, I'm over here.
You're over there. Okay, I'm over there on the East Coast.
The pointing is weird. It's hard to do.
It is hard.
Yeah,
he's right here.
Let me defer to people that know better. There's no baby Yodas yet. Like, bring out the baby Yodas. Why am I even watching Grogu's? Grogu's is all I really care about.
Yeah. I do think that we're starting to get into where we're going to go with the story now. It's like the first 2 episodes really are reestablishing for people that maybe watch Rebels, or maybe for people that have never heard of them before, like establishing these characters. And I'm getting into it. Like, even though, like I said, the 3rd episode, not a lot happens, but that battle is kind of setting the tone for where we're going to go for this. And of course, I have an idea. I think that the writing is on the wall with the whole, they're having the whole arc that's going to probably get Thrawn back, and we're going to bring him in, and we're going to have the huge battle. And then all the different, the council is like, or all the senators and stuff don't understand that it's real. Then he'll pop up, and then we'll have a huge battle, and that's going to lead into the movie. I think for that actually Dave has been writing. So I think that just makes sense to me. But I like where it's going. I did like this a lot better, this 3rd episode. I'm like, yeah, it is a little boring. I thought at the beginning, I thought the same thing. That first episode, I was like, okay, I get it. There's a lot of slow pace, like Sean said. It takes time to get into the story. And I still think Rosario Dawson can be given a little bit much. A little bit more. That's all I say. Everybody's saying that.
Is the fighting like super slow, or is it just me?
I love her, but I think it's,
Well, she was in space this time.
Yeah,
no, I mean,
that was fine. I was
lack
fine with her fighting
lack
space.
Of gravity, though.
I was fine with that.
Yeah, that was also annoying. It's like she could land on the ship, but she could still float. Like that doesn't make sense.
But those lightsaber space.
Magnets.
But why was she able to land on the wing of the ship?
Magnets. Boot magnets. Magnet boots.
But
the Force.
Okay, but she did.
It was the Force.
He's read a comic book
flip
before,
and landed on it.
He has answers
She
to
did a
this
flip
kind
and
of a
landed on it, and
question.
then all of a sudden she was like floating in space. I'm like, this is not
Well,
consistent.
that's because it clipped her a little bit because the explosion. So the explosion knocked her
Right,
away.
but when she did her aerial cartwheel, she was able to land on the ship.
Magnet boots and the Force.
Oh, so the magnet boots are really super strong, but not
I'm
strong
saying-
enough to get her from the
boots
wing.
and
Of
the
not
Force,
strong enough to get her from the wing.
So
Listen, we've all watched Gravity, okay? We know what happens when Sandra Bullock is up there.
She's
and
activating the Force.
Shit goes wrong.
She
activated the Force.
George Clooney's.
And George Clooney's a Force ghost. And it's Gravity is actually a Star Wars movie. That's what I figured it out. That's it.
Directed by Zack Snyder.
Oh.
Shit, was it?
No, it was not. That'd be hilarious.
Absolutely not.
That'd be hilarious, wouldn't it?
It would be. I would watch it.
I think the 14 million is interesting, though, the fact they said this, because if that is true, if there was 14 million people that watch this, that means Disney might have been lying about their numbers for a long time to their actors and their writers and everything like that, too. If it's real, 14 million seems insane to me, but if that's real, like, damn, guys, you kind of let the cat out of the bag in what you didn't think you were doing because you're doing PR, people are like trashing on your show, and you give us the real numbers. If it's real, like, there's a reason to be having this strike right now. That's all I'm saying.
Maybe
It's
lying.
like,
Who knows what these people are
they're all
saying?
lying.
We haven't had that. We haven't had the actual numbers discussion at all. 14 million, like 20 years ago,
really?
that would have been nothing. That would have been like number 6 in the Nielsen ratings,
right below Home Improvement.
Well,
yeah,
but you were saying
I know.
But that's because people don't watch regular TV anymore.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing. So like all the viewership numbers are skewed, and like we haven't come up with a new business plan for that.
They had a
like,
week.
which is
They had
part
a
of the
week to
reason
obtain
that we're
14
striking.
million. But also,
Right, but
there's
my
no
point-
one that's obtaining that number. There's no third party that's saying, "Oh, okay."
Verifying
Right, like
it,
the Nielsen numbers.
Here's how many. That's one of the things that is it SAG wants or the Writers Guild wants that
They both want them,
a defined metric for what is a view. Like, how do we compare these things?
Transparency.
Exactly.
What we need a T-shirt, transparency.
Transparency.
With all of our IP-ness, we need transparency.
Bands off our bodies.
Okay, I'll
people.
stop. I give it up.
MASH had 106 million viewers. That's what I'm saying. So 14 million, like it's not that interesting.
106. Damn.
Right, but the thing, I mean,
Yeah,
so
but that was
Brian,
back when
Brian
people had
mentioned,
to watch fucking TV.
There were 4
Right.
channels back then. Yeah.
and Brian mentioned Friends, right?
Yeah.
So he mentioned Friends. Friends was like not in an era of streaming, right? And Friends was on a specific time. So for 10 million people to watch your show at a specific time on a specific day is monumental. For 14 million people to stream your show whenever the fuck they want, not as monumental.
No, it's not.
Oh,
no,
over
that's
the
a
week.
week. That's a whole week.
Yeah.
One day we were
That's
talking
what I'm
about
saying.
before, you know?
It was
One day.
1 day, one time slot. 1 day, one time slot. That's something to celebrate. Like this is like, I mean, I'm not saying it's bad. It's good, I guess. But my point is that the scale is different. The skew is different. It's a different fucking thing.
It's better than 1.2 million, which was what people were saying. So I don't know if it's it's like somebody just saying, throwing it out there for good PR stuff, or if it's actually real.
Yeah.
Who knows?
It's a
But I
bigger
think that this
conversation. We
Yes.
massively
Yes.
derailed that whole
Yes.
conversation.
We
Like
always
the
do.
actual
We always do.
serious conversation. That
That's
could
how
have
we
been
roll.
had.
I know. But you
Sorry.
know, that's the thing.
Cruise
like,
control. That's
Cruise
the
control.
Bro. It's hump
I
day.
think it's hump day, everybody, and I think that
hump
Ahsoka
goes
will
around.
probably
It's the last hump day of the year.
last hump day of the year. So you never know what we're going to talk about. We've gone way over, everybody, but thank you so much. Like, we'll see what happens with Ahsoka. I have no idea. I hope it gets better and better and better. And hopefully we're really happy that at the end, and it does give Star Wars a new life. But, you know,
I think it needs a new life.
honestly,
The life is never ending. It's like literally, it needs to be killed, I think.
we need the Force is strong with this one, I hope. That's all I'm saying. Anyways, everybody, thank you so much for being here on Kruse Control tonight. Appreciate you so much. Mr. Sean Sutherland, thank you for being here as always. Appreciate you being here, taking time out of your hump day to hump it out with us here on the Kruse Control Central. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much for having me.
Yeah. And Mr. Mike Casey, thank you so much for flying back to the United States from Germany to join us again.
Mom,
if
you're still watching, I love you.
She's
love you too.
She's not guaranteed. Brian, I'm putting this out to anybody else that's watching out here. I have more opinions on the Alien TV show, and I think that all of us have been laying down some hot shit on the after show discussions that we have. Pop this shit on the Patreon, dog. Like,
Patreon.
Good. There's no reason to stop recording. Like, I like it,
some hot
and
takes.
You're not going to give me any space on the next episode, but I have feelings about the Alien TV
From Mike's
show.
hot takes, join our Patreon.
And I want to share them. So if people want to share money with Brian and Sabrina to help me share my
hot takes
feelings,
on the Alien.
this is
Patreon.
America, and this is how capitalism works. So
that's true.
America.
And if you want more Mike Doc moments, you got to subscribe to us. That's all I'm saying. Please like and subscribe. Join our Patreon if you can, because Mike Doc will be with you live after the show. If you subscribe as a Patreon, we'll work on the deets later. But anyways, tell your friends, your family, your uncles, your aunts, your cousins, your nephews, your girlfriends, your boyfriends, your sisters, your wives, your ex-wives, your ex-girlfriends, your ex-boyfriends, the one that fucking took your car down the street, crashed into a telephone post, said, fuck you, see you later. Tell them to watch Kruse Control. Tell the squirrels, the marsupilami, the fucking mammoths, the fucking tigers, the bears, and chiquitas, and the chiquitas, and the fucking chinchillas, and all the fucking little marsupilamis that run on the ground. They're fucking all those really little, the gophers, the bears, the beavers, the fucking beavers. They fucking love us too. You know, all those fucking beavers. All the fucking great. They're so great. They whap around. They fucking love us, and they fucking subscribe. Whack, whack, whack. Subscribe. Tell everybody out there to subscribe. Whack, 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 whack. The moles. The fucking moles are great too. They're fucking kind of assholes. Sometimes dig holes in your line. But you know, whatever. Fuck, they still subscribe. So tell all those little motherfuckers out there, because if you tell them they'll subscribe, they'll like us. We'll keep this shit going, and we'll be here even longer. We're at 552 subscribers today. Woo! It keeps going up. Thank you so much,
baby. Thank you. That's cool. That's great.
Everybody. Thank you for being here.
Everybody out there,
keep sharing that love. Tell everybody. Tell them, and then we'll keep it going. And eventually, there'll be billions and billions and billions of subscribers, and we'll be here every pump day as always. So, anyways, everybody, have a great night. Thank you so much, as always. One more time, and you know, as always, everybody, have a great night, and see ya.
Carl Sagan.
Michael Fassbender beat his ex-girlfriend.
What?